Hearing that too, that there are some people in your orbit who are either voting for Donald Trump or considering it?
For sure. A lot of my friends are obviously my age, so we're a little younger. We've only voted once, for a president. And Trump is kind of all we know. And they're kind of Trump and Biden. They're like, well, we were broke with Biden. We weren't with Trump. And that's kind of the only thing that I'm hearing over and over again is that, well, Trump, we had money.
For those of you that have been paying attention, there is a crumbling of the black male support in particular and in the black community at large for Joe Biden. Take a listen to these brothers in the barbershop in South Carolina where Joe Biden spent a lot of time campaigning.
Where black men stand, because on paper, former President Trump has been luring some of them away. Joining us now from Charleston, South Carolina, is MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee. Tremaine, you've had a lot of conversations down there. What have these folks been telling you?
That's right, Katie. I've been all around the country in recent years engaging with black voters, and this is one of the first times here down in South Carolina where black male voters in particular seem to be, or at least they're more vocal about exploring their options. Obviously, black voters have been very consistent in voting for Democrats, but there are a number of issues that have black men, especially, again, considering their choices. Let's hear a little bit from what I heard. There is some appeal there for some black men with Trump. What is it?
Money. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump has a reputation of being the money man. So
beyond the projection of a businessman, what is that is appealing for so many black people, black men especially?
I just think that Donald Trump, in spite of all the craziness he may have in his head, reading some of the things that he talks about with business, I can kind of agree with as far as business-wise, because I'm trying to grow my business. As far as Biden, I haven't seen Biden really care about business like that. And my concern is having my business so that I can build generational wealth, so my kids can see and have something to take upon when I'm not here.
A lot of people admire the persona, and they want to be him. They want to enjoy the perks that he has. He seems to always be able to circumvent the rules.
I think there's a lot of, generationally speaking, I think there's probably some familiarity with what he used to be.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why people are riding for Trump like that.
You're hearing that too, that there are some people in your orbit who are either voting for Donald Trump or considering it?
For sure. A lot of my friends are obviously my age, so we're a little younger. We've only voted once, for a president. And Trump is kind of all we know. And they're kind of Trump and Biden. They're like, well, we were broke with Biden. We weren't with Trump. And that's kind of the only thing that I'm hearing over and over again is that, well, Trump, we had money. Well, okay, I hear you guys, but personally, morally, I couldn't see myself.
Katie, I found a lot of the black male voters that I've talked with basically in three different buckets. Those who are planning on voting for Joe Biden again, even though they're not excited. Those who are considering voting for Donald Trump. And those who will sit out altogether and take some sort of off-ramp out of the process. And I think that latter group will be interesting to see how that plays out tomorrow during the primary, but also in the general election.
When you listen to them talk, you hear, for example, that one brother who talked about he wanted to establish generational wealth when it comes to his children, how he thinks that Trump will give him a better opportunity because Trump is a businessman, whereas Joe Biden is not a businessman. Joe Biden's a politician. He's been a career politician. He doesn't know the desires of small businesses. He doesn't know the challenges that small businesses face. He doesn't know the angst that some small business people have, especially in this economy, in the Biden economy. He doesn't understand the impacts of inflation on small families. He doesn't understand the impacts of crime-ridden communities on these families. He doesn't understand the impact of fathers not being at home on the black family. Joe Biden doesn't understand that. Joe Biden authored the crime bill. Joe Biden has done nothing to reduce the recidivism of black men in particular returning to prison, this public school to prison pipeline that has been established in America. Joe Biden and the Democrats don't want to do anything about that because it behooves them not to. This benefits them. And I'm telling you, it's not just barbers in South Carolina. The rapper Killer Mike is not endorsing Joe Biden.
What are your feelings on the election coming up? I mean, Biden and Trump. Are you as depressed about that as most people as a choice?
My feeling is pick your policy, not your person. Find out. This is not the Dallas Cowboys versus your favorite team. This is the policies that will affect our generations for the next 20, 30, 40 years to come. So close your eyes, listen to the policies that are being pushed, and pay attention even to the people who don't have a chance of winning because they're going to say policies you may want to push. And I would say do that, but make it policy-based. So
that means you're for...
That means I'm for black people and happy Black History Month.
But you're not saying one candidate over the other?
Hey man, my get me in no trouble tonight.
No, that's your job with me to get me in trouble.
My grandfather gave me some stellar advice sometimes. He said, son, sometimes you just got to know to stay out of white folks' business. And this time, I'm going to keep my mouth closed. I still like the policy that the old man had that I was supporting. I would encourage people to find who's supporting that policy and see what happens.
But you can't get yourself to say vote for Biden over Trump?
You want me to list it now? So now
I'm just saying that.
Can he get himself to apologize for the crime bill? Can he get himself to get it? Say, black people, you are black regardless. I need you to tell me what I need to do. Can he pick a coalition of former people who are affected by drug laws, street gangs, recidivism and crime and say, I need you as a board to advise me how to fix federal prisons? If he can do that, absolutely I can. So my challenge is out.
Despite all that Bill Maher did to get Killer Mike to endorse Joe Biden, he didn't. And this is a dangerous, dangerous sign for the Biden campaign, because what this shows you, people like that are not going to change their minds. As a matter of fact, they will become more and more solidified in their opinions, solidified in their thoughts, solidified in their decision as the year goes on. Because I'm telling you, more and more people are starting to embrace the idea as a black person of voting for Donald Trump. I made this video that I'll show you at the end of this video that talked about how you can explain why you're voting for Donald Trump to those who are kind of reluctant or hesitant or maybe even hostile to you even having the notion to think for yourself.